I always assume that everyone is exactly the same age that I am.
Same.
So if anyone's older than I am, I'm like, that's not possible. And whenever anyone's younger than I am, I'm like, you're a secret baby? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Six Picks. I'm Emma.
And I'm Abby. And today we are talking about Great American Reads. So PBS and their viewers put together a list of 100 quintessential, amazing, awesome American reads. They're all fiction, and really they're all wonderful and in this new canon of American literature.
And so that got us thinking about what our favorite reads from this list are, and what books we maybe haven't read in a while we needed to dust off. So these are our 6 picks for Great American Reads.
My first pick is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Now, this copy is beloved. You can tell it's got my Post-its in it. It even has the sticker from my college bookstore. And I absolutely adore this book. It was first published in 1937 and tells the story of Janie Crawford, who is constantly searching for her sense of self, even while married to 3 different men. So the story is told in the vernacular, and so you really get a sense of Janie's voice. And the characterization of both Janie and her husband Tea Cake are ones that will stay with you for a long, long time. In fact, I studied this book in college with one of my favorite professors who's no longer with us. But every time I go back and reread this book, I hear his voice talking about Janie and Tea Cake, and I just love that that's my memory of this book.
My first pick is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White.
Such a classic.
A classic. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I read it a ton growing up, but I also listened to it on audio a lot. Like, easily I've listened to this book on audio 20 times. I can't imagine there are many of you who don't know what it's about, but if you don't, it's about a young girl named Fern who befriends a tiny pig named Wilbur, who befriends a brilliant spider named Charlotte. And it's just lovely. It's the best. And the audiobook is read by the author, and E.B. White has just such a wonderful flair for character. You can tell in his writing, but he seems to really relish doing the voices too. And we had this on literal cassette tape, so I haven't heard it in at least 20 years. But to this day, I can still get a laugh out of my parents, where if we have had like a really good dinner, I'll do a Templeton the Rat impression. Be like, it was a rat's paradise.
My second pick is The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. Now, I am of the opinion that this is Steinbeck's absolute best book, though I do love Cannery Row. But this is a story that was published in 1939. It's set during the Depression, and the Joad family is trapped in the Dust Bowl. And so they are looking to create a new life for themselves, so they set out for California, which is supposed to be this land of promise. And they're looking for work, they're looking to make ends meet, they're essentially looking for ways to survive. This is an incredible tale. It's evocative. It will tug at your heartstrings. It's got this moral thread through it that you won't soon forget. And really, it's an ultimate American tale of striving and picking yourself up by your bootstraps and putting one foot in front of the other.
My second pick is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Another classic.
Yeah. This is actually not my favorite F. Scott Fitzgerald book. I really love Tender is the Night.
But it wasn't on the list.
It wasn't on the list. And I will say The Great Gatsby, I've read easily a dozen times. It's, it's pretty short, so that's not, a towering achievement or anything, but I've been reading it since high school, and although my enthusiasm for it has waxed and waned over the years, I always find something new. For such a short book, there's so much going on. And Abby let me borrow her copy because my copy is completely in tatters, not fit for its video debut. But this is a book that I think really is so cinematic and yet defies adaptation. Don't at me, but every adaptation of The Great Gatsby is terrible.
Sorry, Leo.
And I think that's one of the reasons I love rereading the book so much, because I can kind of picture the movie myself in my mind.
My third pick is The Help by Kathryn Stockett. Now, this is clearly the hardcover. It still has a Post-it note from my Aunt Betsy to my mom saying, I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I did. Then my mom passed it to me, and I absolutely adored it.
Would you say they like to read it forward?
Yes, this book was definitely a read it forward pick. And it tells the story of Skeeter, who in the early 60s graduates from college and comes back to Mississippi. Now, she does not want the same suburban, life that the rest of the girls that she's grown up with have. She wants to be a journalist. And so she ends up telling the story of the maids that raised her. She was raised by Constantine, who suddenly disappeared from her life. She teams up with Abilene and Abilene's friend Minnie to tell these stories of black maids raising white children that have never been told before. This book is absolutely epic. It's compulsively readable, and it's so good. I can't believe it was Kathryn Stockett's debut novel. So I know you may have seen the movie, but definitely revisit this book. There's absolutely nothing like reading it.
My final pick is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and it is one of actually my favorites. It's as you can see, one of my only modern picks. And I think it makes a really strong case to be a classic.
Yeah.
It is truly a great American read. It follows a young woman who grows up in Nigeria and comes to the United States to attend university. And it looks at her life in both countries and what it means for her to be from but not truly part of each place. And it follows her complicated romantic relationship with her childhood sweetheart. And the thing that I love most about this book is how funny it is. Chimamanda's voice is so sharp. It's truly hysterical. It's an actual laugh out loud funny book.
Yeah.
And I think the list of great American reads tends to be a little bit heavier, which, sure, there are lots of incredible books that aren't a laugh a minute, but this really has a great balance between the two. It's a wonderful, affecting story, and it's hysterical.
There you have it. Those are our 6 picks from the list of Great American Reads.
If you want to see the list of all 100 books, you can go to pbs.org/greatamericanread. And we'd love to hear if there are some books on that list that you think are the top that we didn't mention. You can put them in comments below, or you can tweet at us at Read It Forward.
And for more great book recommendations sent directly to your inbox, go to readitforward.com/subscribe and get our weekly newsletter.